Good morning, kia ora, welcome to Naturopathy with Bridgitt at Radio Kidnappers, and I'm at Maintaining Your Health. I'm a naturopath at Maintaining Your Health in Napier. Today I'm going to be talking about your thyroid and the symptoms of it being unbalanced, whether it's high or low, how it actually gets into that situation, and what we can do to fix it up. So some choices there to fix it up. I'll also be giving you a tip for the day that seems to work quite nicely. So let's go. I'm reading notes as well because there are a lot of pathology words. Now, if you don't understand those words, I'm okay with that if you contact me and we can talk further about that. So there may be some words here that I'm talking about that you're not familiar with, but hang in there, let me know and we can talk more. Okay, so sometimes when the thyroid's out of balance, it's actually a symptom, and it's like this massive tsunami wave happening in your body. So sometimes we might feel a little bit bipolar, a little bit crazy, a little bit depressed. Sometimes we're really freezing cold, so I'll talk about more symptoms like that. And then we go along to our doctor and he does some blood tests, but he only does this blood test called TSH, and that could come back what they call normal. But then you think, oh, I'm still feeling out of balance, I'm still feeling whacked, I'm still feeling really tired, but I feel like something's still not quite right, and I still feel like maybe I'm not being heard. Well, that's why Bridgitt the naturopath is here to help you. Okay, so I can listen holistically. That's what I do in my clinic. So when I say holistic, I look at all levels of your being. The physical imbalance of a thyroid. I look at the emotional imbalance, but I also look at the energetic imbalance of a thyroid. It's all connected in one. I also look at your nutrition, because what we eat and drink plays a huge role in the balance of whether that thyroid is up or down or normal. Okay. So the thyroid, what is the thyroid? So if you have a look in the mirror and you have a feel around your throat here, it's this little butterfly gland that sits here on the thyroid, and it sits under the voice box. It produces 3 glands, T3, known as, now wait for this word, it's triiodothyronine. We'll just call it T3, and T4, also known as thyroxine or tetraiodothyronine. Let's just call it T4. There is one more hormone that it does release, and that's calcitonin, and that regulates the calcium in your body. But mainly today we're talking about T3 and T4 and the thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, which is what is normally only tested at your doctor. So these hormones, they're like chemical messengers, and they're really important in your body. So they help promote growth, they help give us energy, and they help metabolism, so important in the body. They determine how fast or how slow our organs work inside. And yeah, so if you're feeling a bit sluggish, a bit cold, a bit tired, you go, what's happening here with my thyroid today? So when I talked about the blood tests at your doctor, I can send you for a blood test. However, naturopaths aren't recognised so that we can be subsidised like doctors. You will have to pay yourself. So I always try and encourage my clients to go back to get a full blood test for thyroid from their doctor. So that would be TSH, T3, T4, and also there's 2 antibodies that also give us a really good picture about what's going on in the body. So that is only a small amount of thyroid blood tests. I'd also test your liver, I'd test for inflammation, I'd test your B12, your iron, I'd test your blood sugars, test your cholesterol level. Whew, you think that's a lot. But hey, these are the levels. This is a bit of science that we need to understand what's going on in your body. So another way that we could just have a quick look into what's going on in your body is to do what's called a basal temperature measurement. And that's just each morning you get your thermometer without moving too much in bed when you wake up, and you take your temperature. And if it's consistently low, say like 36.1 or under 36.5 is your normal range, from 36.5 to 37.5, and if it's under that consistently, say for a week or 2 weeks, then that is a really good indicator of the low thyroid function. And there are certain times for menstruating women and menopausal women when to take those temperatures. Men get low thyroid or thyroid imbalances as well. I see mostly women in my clinic with low thyroid, and I see men with high thyroid. That's really weird, but that's what I see in my clinic. Okay, so what are the symptoms? What are you going to feel if your thyroid's out of balance? So low thyroid, they've labelled it as hypothyroidism. So hypo means low, and hyperthyroidism is high. So there's other levels as well. So extremely low thyroid is classed as Hashimoto's, and extremely high thyroid is classed as Graves'. But we're mainly going to talk about the symptoms of low and high thyroid. There's quite a few, so bear with me. Okay, so the one of them is that we mainly feel cold all the time. Colder than others, rugging up more than others. You might like put a beanie on, put some socks on, wrap yourself up in a blanket, or with your partner, you have more blankets on your side of the bed, and you look over there and they're like in summer. They're in summer, but over here you're like, oh my God, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. So that could be part of thyroid imbalance. Dry skin. You know, you can have dry skin when you come into menopause. There's all reasons for dry skin, but no matter what you do, you just can't seem to have lovely, luscious skin. Drinking your water, you're moisturising, and you just can't get it. So that could be a symptom as well. I see a lot of people having eyebrows. Here, the outer side of the eyebrow is missing. Didn't know that, did you, Ken? So I see that in a lot of women on the outside there. So I bet you'll all be looking in the mirror now, won't you? Hair loss, so alopecia. So that's a symptom as well, that your thyroid is out of balance. Yes, you know, there is coming into menopause, this can be tied in because it's all a hormone imbalance. Now, weight gain is a big one for women that I see in clinic, and no matter what they do, so they're like, I'm running up the hill, I'm running down the hill, I'm running up the steps, I've cut out all my carbohydrates, I'm going on the keto diet, I just can't lose the weight. Well, ladies, there's good news. It's a hormone imbalance, and we can fix it up. Well, you can fix it up. I can give you the tools. Okay, so sometimes with the weight gain comes edema or swelling, so the face gets a bit puffy, or your legs and your ankles get puffy, and you think, oh, what's going on? You know, edema can be contributed to high blood pressure, kidney dysfunction, injuries around the site, so the nodes can't, the lymphatic fluid can't flow up the nodes. But if there is consistent edema, then, you know, we look at the thyroid as well. That's what I do in clinic. What else? Difficulty concentrating and, you know, foggy memory. That can be So I'm finding the words, can't find the words to speak, but you know, that can be part of the thyroid as well, when you're trying to make that connection between the words and make it come out the mouth, and then your speech really slows down, and people look at you and go, what are you talking about? But hey, that is part of the low thyroid balance. What else? Low blood pressure. Some people have extremely low blood pressure and they stand up and they're dizzy, okay? So that's part of it. But also having low iron, which is part of low thyroid, having low iron is a big part of making you feel dizzy as well. This is why we need science, to make sure that there are no other underlying issues, and indeed it is low thyroid. A lot of women who have weight gain also have constipation, so that is a part of the thyroid. No matter how much water you drink, no matter how much fibre you eat, and you're doing everything, constipation is still there, then I look at the thyroid. We've talked about depression and mood swings and psychosis. There's some really good research that shows at the turn of the century they were looking at thyroid, low thyroid, and how it affects psychotic events in the person. So, you know, you're not making it up. It's not all in your mind. Come to me, I'll test your thyroid. Okay. Now for women also, irregular periods, infertility, and heavy bleeding periods. So this is an estrogen hormone, or that might be another word, estrogen hormone. So this is another hormone imbalance that I look at the thyroid as well, because estrogen can influence the thyroid. High estrogen can influence the thyroid. And that's why, again, we have blood tests, we look at the liver, because the liver is not happy, then the liver cannot take out the excess estrogen, and the liver cannot help to convert the thyroid hormones as well. It's all going on in the body. It's a bit of a storm, but we can balance you. Right. Low libido. Now, I see a lot of people come to me and they say, it's just not really happening for me. And we talk about lots of areas in the body. We talk about lots of things going on at home. But then I take it back and I have a look and I do the questioning and I say, well, how's your thyroid? How's your hormones? Could it just be something simple like that? Yeah? Okay, so extreme fatigue is another big one that I see with clients. They just can't get out of bed. They might go for a little while and then they've just got to sit down and rest for the rest of the day. And again, low iron combines with that. Hoarse voice. So I see a lot of people when their voice changes, because it's on the voice boxes right there by the thyroid, their voice gets quite hoarse, quite low. So I do some diagnostic tools other than questioning, and I might have a look at your tongue. Go on, have a look at your tongue in the mirror right now. Have a look. What do you see? The morning's really good. It's good to look at it in the morning. So stick it out and have a look, and then stick it back in again. So in and out, in and out. If you leave it out for too long, yes, you're laughing, Ken. If you leave it out for too long, it's going to change colour. So is your tongue like really thick and swollen? Is it like really full in your mouth? And does it have like little indents on the sides of it? Because it's thick and swollen, it's pressing against the teeth. But that is a sign of low thyroid function. So that's what we look at when I say in clinic, stick your tongue out, because I look at your tongue. And people go, oh no, I haven't brushed my teeth. And I said, well, that's better, because then I look at the coating on your tongue as well. Are you brushing off that coating first thing in the morning? But the coating tells me what's going on in your gut function, in your body. Okay. Now also have a look while you're looking in the mirror, have a look in the middle of the tongue. Does it got like lots of little cracks or feathering in the middle? Well, that's your gut function, isn't it? And so a lot of people with thyroid issues have gut sensitivities to food, allergies, absorption of nutrients, digestion. So I look at your gut function as well. I look at gut function for any condition, but it is closely related to the thyroid. What else? Oh, bad breath. Do you have bad breath? So that could be part of your gut function. That could be constipation. That could be dental hygiene. It also could be a gluten allergy, that coating on your tongue. Have a look. Now, I'm a reflexologist. Some of you know, some of you don't, but I see signs of thyroid, low thyroid imbalance on the feet when I do reflexology. There's dry skin, it's flaky, it's calloused, and it's sometimes yellow skin. And why is that? Because the beta carotene, that's the vitamin A, is not getting where it needs to get. So it's just floating around the body and the bloodstream, building up. Comes out in the skin. You go, have you been smoking? Oh, no, I've just got yellow skin. So I can read that. I can see that on your feet. Okay. So there are reflexology thyroid points as well, the thymus and the thyroid, parathyroids. So I can palpate those with reflexology, and then we can, they'll be sensitive. We can try and balance them. We do hormone balance on the feet as well. Tingling, numb, pains and needle sensations in the feet. Some people might think that's to do with diabetes, but that can be part of the thyroid imbalance as well. If these symptoms are not addressed, then they can develop further into Hashimoto's. And that is the low extreme side of Hashimoto's. Most people who go into Hashimoto's low extreme already have what they call an autoimmune condition. Now that might be a new word, autoimmune. So autoimmune is where the body is attacking itself. Yeah, that sounds weird, doesn't it? But it is. So you might already have an autoimmune condition. I know a lady who has endometriosis, and that is autoimmune. We're working with that, but also she has developed Hashimoto's as well. So that's two autoimmune. So what do we look at? We look at the gut function. We help the liver, we help balance the thyroid hormones. Okay, folks, so that is low thyroid. What about high thyroid? High thyroid function shows up. So what are the signs it shows up? You might see somebody and they've got quite a thick swollen part around here, around the neck, and that's called a goiter. It might be only one side, it might be the other side, and that is a sure sign of hyperthyroidism. And their energy, these people are just like pocket rockets, and you see their energy and they're going like ever ready bunny on batteries. They're just going for it left, right and centre. Their energy is so wired. And these people have kind of like a nervous disposition to their voices, gets a bit shaky as well. And mostly hyperthyroid people are skinny, and they just burn it off. However, some people can flip from low to high all the time. But mostly the picture of hyperthyroidism is skinny, ever read a battery, talking 100 miles an hour, a real shaky voice. What else? They have a heat intolerance, so they can't handle the heat, whereas low thyroid, they love the heat. Bring it on, crank that fire up. Sometimes hyperthyroid have a bit of a tremor in their hands or a tremor in their body. But underlying both hyper and hypothyroidism is stress, huge chronic stress that has been hanging around for such a long time that it's caused this inflammation tsunami going on in the body. Aching joints is another one of hyperthyroidism, loss of muscle cramps, sleep problems, rapid heart rate heart palpitations. And you know, menopausal women, some have heart palpitations anyway. So that's where there's the marrying of these symptoms: menopausal, hyperthyroidism. Shortness of breath. Some women have a shortness of breath, but with low iron. Low iron causes a shortness of breath as well. Okay. So there are quite a few symptoms. What can we do about it? What can we do about it? Now you know that you may or you may not. There's lots of things that we can do. Science is a good test. Eating well is really good, is really important. And a lot of women, when they put on weight, they think, I know, I'm just going to cut out all the carbohydrates. I'm not going to eat well, I'm going to lose weight. But hey, guess what? Eating less protein, eating less nutritional food actually slows down your metabolism and causes that tsunami with the hormone imbalance. The liver, we need to look after your liver as well. So I look at that because the liver detoxes hormones as well as helps convert them. I also check to see if you have an underlying virus, because Epstein-Barr virus. Now that's a new word. That could be the underlying cause. Are you drinking water with chlorine or fluoride in it? Do you have heavy metal toxicity? Leaky gut as well. I also quickly want to talk about the energy behind thyroid. So, are you speaking your truth? Do you feel like you're just holding back and it just chokes you and it just gets stuck here all the time? A lot of people I see with that, with thyroid. Are you letting others walk all over you? Are you a bit of a doormat? How's your sense of self-worth? Do you love yourself? All these are energy that are getting blocked here in the thyroid. So what can you do about it? You can come and see me, Bridgitt, your natural holistic naturopath. All right, we can deal with this holistically. It's not an instant fix. It's a journey of evolution for you. We look at all areas of your life. I need you to be consistent. I need you to be persistent. I need you to want to do this slowly, gently. We will balance you. If that's not fast enough, that's okay. Option B is there as well. Pop along to your doctor. Go and get tested. And you could get a fast result on medication, or you could get your thyroid radiated with iodine. There's many options here, and I'm here to help you. The tip of the day is mung bean sprouts, which are really high in protein, and we need protein to help keep our thyroid functioning. They're available at health food shops or at your supermarket. So don't despair, Bridgitt's here. And you can contact me on 027 284 3781, and I'm at Maintaining Your Health in Napier. Kia ora folks, good to see you.